Yu-Gi-Oh events have started again. I'm back to judging and I'm back to playing on occasion, and well, to be honest, I'm stuck with the same old, same old. Up to this point, I've been playing Invoked Eldlich since basically the start of COVID format, and now I'm gotten to the point where to be honest, I've pretty much peaked with this deck. I don't think there's much more I can do with it. I've innovated on it as much as I could with Neos and Lightning Second. Uh, to be honest, the only thing I haven't tried is throwing Thunder Dragon cards in here, which is something you'd think I do by now. Anyway, let's just go ahead and go over the list before I start picking up other decks. Because to be honest, I'm trying to find a deck that's just as fun, if not more fun, but without being uh, not quite as competitive. Just something a little bit more entertaining to play. Because to be honest, it's gotten kind of boring. You can only normal summon Alistair and lose brain cells so many times. So, all right, just get into it. Main deck monsters: two lords, standard, three Alistair, also standard. Uh, three ashes. I end up actually trading my three secrets for three ultra feed ashes, and then I got a set of droplets out of the deal. So don't worry, these will be replaced. These are gross. Don't play these. Three copies of souls and the garnet for Fleur. Three phantasme. At my locals, we have a lot of tri brigade and a lot of rogue that uses the extra deck more as a like we see a lot of salad and we see a lot of strikers. So this is actually really solid going into my locals format. If I was going back to playing remote duels, which by the way I probably won't because that shit sucked, I would probably play either Nibiru or Bell or Valor or Imprim over this, just because the effect negation hitting things like the normal summon for Tri Brigade or any of the what's called or Mu Beta Fafnir on the Tri Brigade or the Drytron matchup is just a lot better. The Garnets for the Red Eyes, yeah, pretty standard. I was playing Nibiru up until this point for locals. I did decide to cut it though for three copies of Forbidden Droplet. I wanted this because we're starting to see a little bit more Drytron, and to be honest, going second against Drytron that opens full combo, you literally just can't play through it. You have to open like Red Eyes Fusion plus Meltdown, and for some reason they don't negate Meltdown. Like, there's just no reason, and this just deals with that. It gives you like a main deck Dark Ruler that's more versatile than Dark Ruler since it's a chainable spell card. So yeah, this was like my other flex spot was the Nibiru's, and these are I'm putting in. Plus, you can draw this off the Phantasme in those matchups, and it just becomes a lot better. Three copies of Meltdown, Terraforming, the two Invocation. You don't need three. You draw it anyway, so it doesn't matter. The Red Eyes Fusion, standard for the Dragoon package. Three Eldland and the White Destiny. I went back to playing this over the black and over just not playing it at all because in the Dragoon variant you have a lot more flex spots, and having the one White Destiny does come up, especially for souls, because this gets you to another Golden Land card that you can get access to before the end phase. Three Sanguine for the traps, three Conquistador, and three Hakero. Yeah, it's just become a lot. This is a lot more standard nowadays to the old school days where you would just run 2-3-3, and then you wouldn't even play this, or you would play Black Destiny over this because it's just a lot. Or nowadays, it's a lot worse. Plus, at Rogue, you find a lot more use for the Hawk Hero versus the Conquistador. You do see a lot of strikers, so this comes up versus the Mystic Mine, but in the long run, I actually end up using Hawk Hero more, just at my locals. For the extra deck, I have two Makaba, one Raijin. We see a lot of Tri Brigade Bird Up variants, so I play this just as a super poly target. One copy of Purgatrio, Caliga. If you open the Souls versus this thing, or Souls plus Alistair, this thing is just better than Makaba in some matchups, especially against Drytron, because this is basically like an auto win. Iogenes, then the Super Poly targets. I almost want to main deck one copy of Super Poly just so I have a target for Verte in case I draw the Red Eyes Fusion, because low key drawing into the Red Eyes Fusion happens a lot, and if you draw the Super Poly, it's also another blowout against against Tritron. So this does come up where you would want to play that. The One Dragoon, standard. Verte, Maiden, BLS, Almirage. I played this and the Artemis because I wanted to have access to both Purgatrio and Makaba turn one, because going second and making this with like your opponent's full board, like say they have like just full Dino board, If you open Meltdown and they don't have the Big Daddy Dino, you can just straight up just OTK them. Or just other decks that just put a ton of little boys on the field. Or if you open Dark Ruler plus full like Alistair package, you can make this and then clear the board with Purgatrio. Link Spider for turning the traps into effect monsters, and the one Bear Keyboard blocker. This is what you make when you want to recur some stuff and just get lords out of your hand or something. Yeah, it's nice because it sometimes allows you to get back to your invoked engine if you get it ashed, or say you get your oh goodness, what's it called? Or if you get your like golden lore or golden lands hit with like an MST or something. All right, for the side deck, 3 copies of Nibiru. This is like one, if you don't have droplets, you could totally play this in the main. Just because like if you're going second with this deck, it's actually pretty optimal because you can, if you don't have access to something like Souls or Golden Lord or Land, you can drop this normal Alistair and then you can still do the full Dragoon combo. 3 copies of Lancia, pretty good. I almost wanted to play Droll over this because like the Tri Brigade matchup is not awful, and especially like in this variant when you're running the Dragoon package, because Rainbow Neos, if you're playing that variant, this is definitely better. But with Dragoon, you can usually just clear out the board and stop any follow up because Rainbow Neos doesn't do. Back row hate, Cosmic Duster. This is for like Salad and other stuff, and Seal Striker. So this does come up a lot. Plus, having more ways to deal with the Mystic Mine does come up because we even have a few Mystic Mine burn players. So hitting the Mystic Mine, if you're under say Prohibition off of that calls Lord, it's a lot easier for you to deal with the cards. And then these are the blowout cards against the Drytron. If you open either of these, you can break their board, and then you just have to deal with the hand traps in hand. But if you open, but Super Poly is honestly the better one to open because you can get the Mud Dragon, which prevents targeting on the Alistair. You can just call Dark, and then you can prevent the Dragoon. Excuse me, the Verite from being targeted and the Alistair from being targeted with something like Imperm or Veiler. And then Dark Ruler is also really good, but it's for different reasons. This allows you to break any board, but it's a hard once per turn. Plus, it doesn't allow you to do damage, but it's just essentially 3 more copies of Super Poly, but it has no cost, so it's nice in that matchup. Yeah, it's pretty much it. It's not super duper different from what it used to be back in the day. The deck has honestly become very standardized at this point. I've kind of figured out the deck and how I want to play it. It's super. Well, get this, invoked variants. They're pretty simple. Who would have known? Anyway, yeah. Uh, quick update since I'm already here and I got your attention. I don't know what's gonna happen with the sealed only stuff. That didn't do very well, so I'm debating whether or not I even want to do it. I'm still wanting to do a discussion video in the future. I have one planned out for basically the history of COVID format. Like if you guys seen the history of Duel Links, it's going to be formatted similarly, except this one will be about the IRL code format and the advent of like remote duels and my general thoughts on how they were, since I have a pretty decent amount of experience with it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys want to talk about this deck, or if you have any questions about the deck, totally hit me up in the comments. Checking the I'm still checking the comments from the last video like months later, only because I haven't uploaded in a while. But yeah, if you want to talk about this deck, I genuinely love theory crafting with you guys. So leave comments. I love to see it. If you want to see more content, just hit me up. Anyway, have a good one. Peace.